Good afternoon. We are in Gainesville, Florida. Alachua County is in Gainesville, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're out at the Trinity Mission Baptist Church.
Yes, ma'am.
This church was founded in 1911
Yes, ma'am.
by several people that I won't go through their names right now.
Yes, ma'am.
This church is over 100 years old. Today, we're going to interview a lady who's been a member of this church for many, many years.
Yes, ma'am.
Her name is Mrs. Mable Newton Jones.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Mable Newton Jones was born in Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
That's Leon County, Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
This afternoon, we're going to talk about her life, her history, and some of the contributions that she has made to society.
Yes, ma'am.
One very important thing that we need to know is that she is 99 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
She was born in 1918.
That's right.
And today's date is March the 17th of 2018.
That's
So
right.
she has a birthday coming up in June.
That
So
is
she's
happy.
almost 100 years of age.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
it's such a pleasure today to have an opportunity, Ms. Jones, to sit and speak with you.
That's right.
My name is Sherry Sherrod DuPree,
Right.
and I work with the Oral History Department at the University of Florida.
Yes, ma'am.
And we interview people who have significant contributions to the history of Alachua County
Yes, ma'am.
of Florida.
That's right.
All right. Miss Mable Jones, I would like for you to just state your name.
That's right. That's it.
All right,
That's it.
Mable
That's it.
Newton Jones.
You gotta stay nice for me. That's
All right,
real
fantastic.
nice. Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like to know who your parents were. I have their names. I have John Newton.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that your father?
My father and mother?
And what was your mother's name?
Well, her and my mother was named,
I have Margaret.
yes, ma'am.
Margaret Newton.
That's right.
And both father and mother were born in South Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, your father, John Newton, was born April the 6th
Right.
of 1887.
Yes, ma'am.
1887, John
Sure
Newton was
enough.
born, and your mom was born in 1886, the
That's-
next year.
That's right.
Right.
And she
But-
was in her, the same thing she had. My mother, that's her stated, all that correct, all that was nice.
Tell me a little bit about your parents. What do you remember?
Well, I remember.
A little bit?
That's really all right. It was well done. It's nice. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
have here that you were born in Tallahassee, Florida, in Leon County,
Yes, ma'am.
in 1918.
That's right.
Yes, beautiful.
Yes, ma'am.
And in 1918, when you were born, the family moved to Lake Butler County, and that is in Union County, Florida.
That's right. That's right.
They moved to Lake Butler, and when you were born, the same year that you were born.
That's right.
Wow,
That's
this is interesting.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
now, when you were born and they moved to Lake City, to Lake Butler, do you remember what your parents were doing for labor?
Oh, we were doing the same thing. We is nice. That's what I was song, and everything. Yes, ma'am.
So your father was working in turpentine?
Yes, ma'am. We all was doing the same thing that was doing at that time.
At that time, around
Yeah.
1918 and 19, and in those early days.
Yes, ma'am.
So they came to Lake Butler in Union County, and they were working, and your father was working in the turpentine industry, and it seems as if your mother was taking care of the home,
That's right. That's
taking
right.
care of you.
That's right.
Okay, can you tell me anything about your early upbringing? Any
Yes.
stories?
Yes, ma'am. It all do nice. They all do very nice.
Did very nice.
Yes.
Did you have any games that you like to play?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you play marbles?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And what else did you like to play? You play with balls?
That's right. That's right.
Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And then years later, your family moved to Rochelle, which was in Alachua County, Florida.
That's right.
And that was in around 1930, somewhere in that time span.
Yes, ma'am.
And it said that your father, John, worked in the turpentine camps over in Rochelle.
That's right. Sure enough did.
And your mother was a homemaker.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were about 12 years old. You remember any of those days?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So you moved to Rochelle.
Yes, ma'am.
And your father continued to work in turpentine. Now, Rochelle is near Grove Park.
That's right.
You know where Grove Park is, of
Grove
course.
Park. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Right there.
And it is said that your father worked for W.B. Pfeiffer.
That's right.
Do you remember anything at all about that time span?
Yes, ma'am. Very nice.
It was very nice. I hear you.
Yes.
And it said that working with the Pfeiffers, there were 10 to 12 cabins
That's
that
right.
he had. And you all lived in one of the cabins?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did. Yes.
Yes. Well, did you go to school? Or?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I went to school. Yes, ma'am.
And do you remember any of your teachers or anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Everything is all right now. Yes, ma'am.
It was all right.
Yes, ma'am.
So you lived in one of the cabins out in the Rochelle area.
Yes, ma'am.
And it seems as if the Pfeiffer family took over that area about 1927.
That's right.
And you all came there in around 1930.
Yes, ma'am.
And lived in that area, and your father worked turpentine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But that's right.
That's right.
Yes.
And so, was there anything special that you enjoyed doing during that time of your life? When you were 12 or 13 years old? Did you get in any trouble?
Well, we was it was correct that we were through with that part. We were well done. Yes, ma'am.
I see. I see. So you enjoyed living, and that's how you all got to Alachua County.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's how you got to Alachua County.
Sure enough, yes, ma'am.
And then it said you all stayed here for about 5 years out there in Rochelle working.
Yes, ma'am.
Your father in the camp.
That's right.
And then y'all moved back to Lake Butler.
That's right.
You moved back to Lake Butler.
Yes, ma'am.
And it said in Lake Butler, your father started farming.
That's right. That's how
What
we
did he
had
raise?
Ma'am.
What did he have on the farm? Did you have corn?
Yes, ma'am. We was already through with that, you know.
Did you have potatoes?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
How about greens?
Yes, ma'am. We had greens. So we was all right with that part.
Did you have any chickens and
yes, ma'am.
maybe hogs?
Yes, ma'am.
Cows?
That's right.
Oh my! He had a big farm working out
Yes,
in
ma'am. We got a long
1935,
farm.
coming back to Lake Butler.
That's right.
And about that time, you were about 16 years old.
That's right.
Oh, you were a teenager then.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness! I bet you were enjoying life.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
I
did.
can imagine that you were.
Yes, ma'am.
And it says in 1916 that your father was farming and your mother was still taking care of the house.
That's right.
Okay. Did you have any sisters and brothers?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Can you name them?
Oh, well, we were through with them. We were through with them at that time.
I
Everything was
see.
fine.
I see.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when did you get married?
Very nice.
Uh-huh.
Everything was all right.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it says that you got married.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you got married in Lake Butler.
That's right.
Lake Butler, Florida.
That's right. Sure
And do you remember this? You married a man by the name of Jones.
did. That's right.
It says B.J. Jones. And you were 19 years old.
That's right.
And you still carrying his name.
Yes, ma'am.
That was your first husband. And you are married 1937.
Yes, right, dear heart.
1937.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And did you have any children?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Everything was okay. Everything was okay.
It was
Everything
okay.
well done. Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And you enjoyed Lake Butler.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And it said, too, that John was working in the turpentine industry, your husband.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Sure was.
He worked in turpentine also?
Yes, ma'am. He was. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And, of course, in 1940, your parents were still living in Lake Butler, too.
No, yes, ma'am.
They were?
Yes, ma'am.
Because they had moved back there in 35.
Oh, that's right.
And then in 1940, they said they were still living in Lake Butler.
That's right,
And your
ma'am.
father was still farming.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that was nice.
It was very nice.
Very,
Very
nice. Uh-huh. Yeah, but any special thing you remember about those days of being married?
Well, I was through with that part, but we was all the way through with that part. Now everything is all over with now.
All right, okay. So your husband was working in turpentine, and then you divorced your husband in 1940.
Yes, ma'am.
I see. And then you moved on and to Gainesville.
That's right.
You came to Gainesville. Why did you come to Gainesville?
When we all come out this week, that was how we all come out. That's how I come out with everything was all right.
It was all right. So you
Yeah.
left Lake Butler and moved to Gainesville.
Yes, and we were all through with that.
And then in 1944, it said that you married Nelson Jenkins.
That's right.
Uh-huh. That was your second husband.
That's right, then.
Uh-huh. 1944.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was going on? Did we have the war, World War II?
Well, we were through with all that because it was all over with, just like I said, we were through with everything then. Yes, ma'am.
And then later on, it said that living in Gainesville, your parents moved to Gainesville too. They came behind you.
That's right.
They
well,
moved
see,
too.
we were through with all of that.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. So your father, John, and your mother, Margaret, they moved into Gainesville in 1945.
Yes, Margaret Newton. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Margaret Newton.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. And that was your mom.
That's right.
What did your mom look like? What did she, fat, thin, pretty?
Well, everything was okay when we was through. We just was through. Yes, ma'am.
What did your father look like?
All of them just right.
Just right. All right. I like that.
Yes, ma'am.
And they were living in Gainesville. And then you and your husband were living in Gainesville
Yes, ma'am.
on Waldo Road.
That's right.
Okay, over on Waldo Road. And you
Yes.
moved over there around 1958.
That's right.
Do you remember where you lived on Waldo Road?
I was okay. Everything was all right.
Everything was all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a job in Gainesville?
Oh, yeah. We were too here to know.
You had a job. Okay, and then somehow or another, you and your husband didn't get along, so you married again in 1964.
Right.
Oh, you said, yes, right. And you married Amos Odom.
That's right.
So you married Mr. Odom.
Yes,
Now, was Mr. Odom in the church? Was he a minister or something?
Yes.
He was.
It was all over with then.
So you were a minister's wife?
That's right.
Okay. Well, what did you have to do being a minister's wife?
You go. Because I moved to school, done there, and everything was over with.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to school in Gainesville at all?
Oh, No, all that was over with.
All that was over with.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And then they said in 1966, you weren't married to Mr. Odom, but for a couple of years. He was a minister.
That's right.
And so you were the minister's wife.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And you divorced him in 1966.
Yes, ma'am.
And then a few years later, you had problems with your mother passing away.
Yes.
Miss Margaret Newton.
That's right.
And she died in April 18 of 1977.
That's right.
Your mother passed away.
Yes, ma'am.
And she's buried in Fort Call Cemetery
Yes,
in
ma'am.
Worthington Springs. That's up in Union County,
That's right.
Florida.
That's right.
So your mother lived to have a nice, old, ripe age.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I know you were proud of her.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Well, did she sew? Did she knit? What did she do as a housewife during her life?
That's right. Yes, ma'am. Everything was okay with her and everybody was right.
All right. And then coming down to 1979, your father passed away.
Yes, ma'am.
John Newton.
That's right.
He died March the 27th of 1979.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's also buried
That's right.
in Fort Call Cemetery in Worthington Springs, up in Union County.
That's right. That's right, ma'am.
That's right.
That's right. That's how that was.
That's how that was. Yes, ma'am. Now, when you were in Gainesville, living on Waldo Road, did you have a job?
Oh, yes, ma'am. At that time, we all were already all with.
You had a job. So where did you work?
Ma'am,
Where did you work?
what did I work? I just started no work and I was through with that part.
You were through with that part?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
through
did
with
you
it.
work at Sunland Training Center?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Everything
did?
there- Yes, ma'am. Everything very nice.
Out at Sunland. That's on Waldo Road?
Yes, ma'am.
You worked out there?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell me some of the good things that you enjoyed working out there.
That's right. Yes, ma'am. Sure enough.
Okay. Now, another thing, they told me that you were an active member in the Female Protection Society.
Yes, ma'am.
You were?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you out there? Do you remember any of the ladies you worked with?
Well, all that was over with then. I said, all that was over with then. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And they said that you taught Sunday school. Do you remember teaching Sunday school?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, where was that church?
Right here.
Right here?
Yes, ma'am. Right here.
So how long you been a member here?
Oh, that was enough because it had been enough.
Been here for many years, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you taught Sunday school here,
Yes, ma'am.
and I heard you play piano.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness, I bet you're good.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you played the piano for church?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, how about for Sunday school, too?
It all was enough because it's got enough. You done got your work done. Everything well done.
Okay. So you were very active in the church.
That's right.
And when you were the pastor's wife, I know you had a lot of jobs to do.
Yes, ma'am.
And it said also that you were a beautician.
I were.
Oh, you worked here in Gainesville?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness. So you were a busy woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Very busy woman.
Sure enough.
And so you worked as a beautician.
Yes,
You worked out here at Sunland.
Yes, ma'am.
You were a member of the Female Protection Society.
That's right. That was enough.
So that was enough. Now, I should say a couple of words about the Female Protection Society. Was founded in 1903.
That's right.
And it was founded by Mrs. Hale. And the purpose of it was to help women take care of their families and the situations in their communities.
That's right.
You all used to go out and serve as midwives and help when that
Right.
was necessary.
That's right.
Also, you all had a huge garden
Yes, ma'am.
that the men would put together for you.
Sure.
And then you all fed the community.
That's right.
Yes. And then when kids needed to go to school, you all raised money
Yes, ma'am.
so that they could go to college,
Sure
finish
enough.
high school.
Yes,
You made clothing for them.
Sure
The
enough.
Female Protection Center was the main center
Yes,
for
ma'am.
Black life
That's
in
right,
Alachua
darling.
County. But not only Alachua County, you all spread out and helped people in other areas as well.
Amen. Sure enough.
Yeah. And what was you all's favorite color in the Female Protection? What did you all used to wear?
Well, we just thinking we'd get through with that and with it. You know what? We would get through with that.
Yes, yes. Okay, so you had the Female Protection Society, and the women wore white.
That's right.
Oh, and you all could strut too.
That's right.
I've seen the marches, and when you all march in, I mean, everybody had the chest stuck out and the white, and you're moving to the drums and to the music.
That's right.
Beautiful, beautiful, from
Yes,
what I've
ma'am.
seen of the Female Protection
That's
Society here in Gainesville.
Yes, ma'am, you're right.
Uh-huh. And also, you have spent time traveling, right? Have you traveled?
Right. That's right, ma'am.
Can you name any of the places that you've traveled to?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Soon.
Okay, so you had a chance to travel and work in the church and
Yes.
help organize different activities in
Yes.
the church.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And I heard that you were a fancy dresser. Is that so?
Yes, ma'am. It's true.
It's very true, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, they said when you stepped out, everything was in place.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
And
Really.
you're still doing that today.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I
Yes,
love it.
ma'am.
Yes, indeed. So you didn't have a hair out of place. As being a beautician, says you had a hair in place, the clothes were on.
Right.
Exactly right. And so you didn't have anything that was out of place.
That's
They
right.
said you were a perfectionist. I
That's-
heard that about you.
That's
Is
right.
that true?
That's true.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
People told that on you, and they said, oh, yes, if you knew Miss Jones, said she was always on time
Oh, yes,
and
ma'am.
had everything done at the right time.
That's right.
That's right. Uh-huh. So you've made a strong contribution to our world.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and you kept a lot of people
That's
and helped
right.
them over the years. I heard that you used to buy clothes even for people when they didn't have them.
That's right.
Said Miss Jones would take care of you.
That's right.
And isn't that beautiful?
Will they all be right?
Yes, yes. And then you stuck with this church, your family church,
That's
which is
right.
here in
That's right.
Alachua County.
Sure enough. That's right.
Uh-huh. So you know people all over Florida.
Oh, yes,
You know
ma'am.
people in Grove Park, in Rochelle, I'm talking Alachua County,
Yes, ma'am.
Gainesville especially, working with Female Protection Center. You got to know
Right.
people all throughout the county.
That's true.
And you've had a chance to work with them in the churches
Yes, ma'am.
and in the community activities.
That's right.
That's right. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So you are the beginning of the family came here from South Carolina. Your
That's
parents,
right, ma'am.
your father and your mother,
That's right.
and lived their lives here in the state of Florida.
Sure enough.
Well, Mrs. Jones, I want to ask you if you have anything you want to share.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All righty. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. You'll be welcome, ma'am.
All right. You want to just rest and drink a little water and relax a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. I like to be nice. I really like to be nice to anyone, you know?
All right.
When you got to work like that, you know you like to get through with it.
All right. Go ahead and start. All right. We're taping again.
Yeah. Well, yes, we have it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I understand that you like some good food.
Oh, I do. I know how to eat that good food.
You know how to eat good food?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, how do you stay so trim all of your life? Ever since I've known you, you've been this size.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And love to eat.
She says that the way she keep her figure, she don't eat bread. Somebody told her don't eat bread.
Yes, right.
Uh-huh. And so she's kept her figure all these years not eating bread, but I love bread.
Me too.
And
Yes.
you too?
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
It's so
before we're
nice.
starting here, this is Mrs. Hattie
Hatcher.
Hatcher. And Mrs. Hatcher has been the keeper of Miss Jones for several years, ever since I've known you.
That's right.
You all have been together
That's
and
the
done
truth.
such a wonderful job. And I'm going to say something personal, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I always look at people, and you have Miss Jones to a T, all the way down to her ankles. I mean, you don't even, just as smooth and pretty like she's getting ready to go out someplace.
Oh, she
Look-
loves that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, I looked at that, and I've seen so many caregivers, and they don't do that.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
with you, it's the best. And I've
That's
seen you
right.
all in the stores. I've seen you all over Gainesville. And she's
yes.
always immaculate. And you
when
are
she
too.
steps out, she steps out.
And
That's
you
the
too.
way she does.
You too.
That's right.
And I just loved it. I said, look at that. I said, boy, there's just so much. She just rubbed her legs and arms. She's just beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Yes, yes. And you are to be commended for
Thank
that,
you
Miss
so
Hattie.
much.
Thank you,
I really
ma'am.
appreciate you for doing that. And I know Miss Jones does too.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Always
I
the
She
best.
calls
sure do.
me her mother. She says I'm her mother.
I
That's
hear you where you
right.
are. She reversed the.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I
right.
understand. Okay, but now, Miss Jones, I heard that you like good foods such as collards and pig feet.
That's right.
You like pig feet?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you cook pig feet?
Yes, ma'am.
You can?
Yes, ma'am.
What you put in it?
Well, I cook that. I just love it. You're doing everything can be well done.
It got to be well done. Do you put any vinegar in it?
Yes, ma'am.
You do?
Yes,
How about
ma'am.
hot sauce?
I can do that too.
You like your
I bet
barbecue
Yeah. Oh,
with
yes.
the barbecue sauce.
Yes, ma'am.
I bet that is wonderful.
That's right.
How about desserts?
It's nice too.
You like desserts too, huh?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
How about pound cake?
That's right, ma'am.
You like your chocolate cake.
Oh, yeah, no, you know I'm on that one.
What
Yeah,
else does she like,
sweet.
Hattie?
I don't like the
Her
chocolate cake.
cakes. She like pudding.
That's
And then
right.
soft.
That's right.
Applesauce.
Right.
You know, when we came in, she asked me if I brought her an apple,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't bring an apple today. But I'll remember the next time I come here, I'll have apples in my bag.
All right, Mama. I sure appreciate
Love
it.
ice cream.
And love ice cream. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
That's right. Yes,
Mhm.
that's right.
That's good for you.
Sure is,
You
honey.
getting your milk and
I'm glad of
protein.
that too. I sure am glad of that too.
That's exactly right.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know you like to go shopping because I've seen you
Oh,
all
yeah.
in the stores.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Because that is nice and kind when
Tell
you're
her
down
about the
to.
seafood.
Oh,
You love seafood.
oh, you know I love that.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you like? Shrimp?
Yes, ma'am. I love that too.
You like shrimp too?
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
What kind of fish you like? Whiting?
Yes, ma'am.
Tilapia?
Ma'am.
Tilapia.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
How do you like your fish prepared?
Well, I just like that. That's
You
how
want
I
it
do.
fried, baked?
Yes, ma'am.
You want it fried?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh. So you want it fried and fixed up nice, huh?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And
I
what you
see.
want with your fish?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you
That's
eat with your fish?
my good stuff, what I love to eat.
You want some slaw or some?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh, you do?
Yes, ma'am.
How about some hush puppies?
Love that too.
You got to have it fixed. How about grits? You know, a lot of people like fish and grits.
Grits is good too, honey.
So you can have that too.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I can imagine you would just have a feast.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. You
Okay.
know, you can enjoy that. I said you
enjoy
can
it.
enjoy your food like that.
Yes, yes, I hear you. I hear you so much.
That's right.
Now, let's change a little bit.
Yes, I won't make you fix it.
Some fish. She's gonna make you fix some fish.
You gonna make me fix some fish?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I'll fix you some.
Yes, ma'am. We'll be having our good time.
All right, we're gonna have a good time.
That's
I
right.
like that.
Yes.
Some good fish and some good music,
Yes, ma'am.
and get comfortable.
That's right. So we be having our party.
All right, we're gonna have our party.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
respect that.
That's
That's
sure.
beautiful.
That's right.
We supposed to enjoy.
That's right.
You're not supposed to be
Yeah.
stressed out all the time. You're supposed
That's
to enjoy
right.
your life.
Don't you know? You sure will. I'm telling you that's the truth.
That is so true.
Yes.
Yes. Now, I heard you had a good friend named Mrs. Epps.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, tell me a little bit about Miss Epps.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Do you ever see her?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I see her.
Uh-huh. And you all sit down and talk about old times?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's good.
When they have something special at Emmanuel Church,
Yes,
you see
ma'am.
Mrs. Epps.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We enjoy that.
You enjoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And I heard that your father and mother belonged to Emmanuel Church.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
They did? Uh-huh.
They did.
Your father and your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's a Baptist. Have you all been Baptist all your life?
Yes, ma'am.
All your life you've been Baptist? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
when your father and mother moved into Gainesville in 45, they probably joined Emmanuel
Yes, ma'am.
Baptist Church and became members there.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Were you there with them?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you were there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then later it said that Johnson Chapel Church.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do at Johnson Chapel Church? That's a Baptist church too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You taught Sunday school, Mama.
Yes, ma'am. Sure did.
You was a member there for years.
That's right. That's right.
You taught Sunday school.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. At Johnson Chapel in Gainesville.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. Wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And I heard you used to play the piano at church.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh. And she said that you played for funerals for free.
That's right.
Yeah, you just go ahead and make sure that they had a lot of good music at the funeral.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. And can you remember some of the songs you sang that played?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't
How
think of
about
it.
that Jordan River?
Yes, ma'am.
Crossover, Jordan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Uh-huh. And so you help the families out by playing the music for
That's
them.
right. Yes.
That is wonderful. And I heard also that you used to feed the community.
That's right.
And you're very good friends with Charles Chestnut.
Yes, ma'am. Sure enough,
He
will.
used to be your dancing partner
That's
back at the
true.
Cotton Club
That's right.
years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're a good dancer.
Thank you, ma'am.
So that was your father at the Cotton Club.
Yes, right, ma'am.
Wonderful. So you probably know a lot of people that came through the Cotton Club.
Oh, yes, ma'am. That's right.
Yeah, you know, a lot of singers came through there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can y'all think of any?
Yes, ma'am.
How about B.B. King?
Yeah, BB used to come here all the time.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
You remember
ma'am.
the BB King?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and of course Ray Charles, a lot of them came here.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Because I talked to a gentleman once that used to book those people
Yes,
in the Gainesville area. Yeah, and
And everybody's so nice around here. So nice.
well, that is beautiful. And I understand too that you used to have activities for children.
That's right.
And I guess that was when you were working with the Sunday school and other activities.
Yes, ma'am.
Said that you made the Cabbage Patch dolls for children.
Yes, ma'am.
You did.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. So you gave them out at what, Christmas time?
Yes, ma'am.
Making sure that every child had something for the holiday.
Sure enough, yes, ma'am.
And little hats.
That's right.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about the hats. What kind of hats did you make for the children?
Well, I just gotta have them well done.
Uh-huh.
Well, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you knitted hats for them?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my goodness. And I bet they were pretty and colorful.
They were.
I know they had to
were
be pretty if
very
you made
nice,
them.
Very nice.
So you have a lot of skills that you've offered people throughout the years
That's
in
right.
Alachua County.
That's right.
Hattie, would you like to talk about anything that's relating that I haven't spoke of?
I know she has a lot of friends in Gainesville. When we're out in the
That's
public,
that's
somebody always comes up. Everybody knows her. One day we were in Dollar Tree, and this guy, Caucasian guy, he kept looking at her. And I said, Mom, you know him? He says, yes, I used to be her supervisor at Taco Charlie.
Uh-huh. And so
She knew his face, but she couldn't remember his name.
yes, yes. So she made a good impression. When people remember you and will come up to you like that, that means that was a positive outlook. That's wonderful. Yeah, well, I know I've seen you all in several stores.
Yes. She used to get busy. If I turned my head, she'd be gone. But she slowed down with that a lot. She don't do that no more.
I noticed that. You know, one time we were here at the church and we were eating dinner in the back, and then turned around and Miss Jones was gone. And somebody said she was all the way up in this area, I believe it was.
Yes, ma'am.
Just fast. She was very fast on her
Oh,
feet.
yeah. Yes.
And they came and they got her and she came right on back.
She used to walk all over Gainesville.
Oh.
So she doesn't do that anymore. But,
No.
And on one occasion, I looked up. She was in the yard because she used to like to rake the yard. I looked up. She was gone. About 15 minutes later, here come Mrs. Jones with the rake in back of ASO, one of their cars. But they knew her,
Uh-huh.
so they brought her home.
They brought it back for you. Yeah, I remember you fast on your feet. I can say that
Oh,
because
yeah.
I remember from that back there. I mean, it was like, we turned around, she was gone.
Oh, yeah.
You like to move about. That's good. And you like the good fresh air. Do you like going fishing?
Yes, ma'am.
Getting out and enjoying the fish.
That's right.
Uh-huh. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Just that she's slowing down a bit now. She has dementia. A lot of times she'll talk, and I don't know what she's talking about, but somebody will come along and confirm what she's talking about. She can remember things, and I may not know at the time, but somebody always come along and confirm.
Confirm. Yes, yes, yes. And how long have the two of you been together?
About 12 years.
About 12.
And
That's
when I met her, she was walking in on a very hot day. She was dehydrated, and she fainted. And that's how I met her.
And I heard that she's been fainting lately a little bit too.
Yes.
Said the oxygen levels were a little low.
Yes.
Yeah.
She,
But they said as soon as she got the answer, she was right back up and going on.
she bounces back.
Oh, yeah.
Always bounce back.
Yeah. And another thing, when I see you all out, you know, she's always with you. You holding on to her. And
Yes,
she's right there.
ma'am.
But she's so friendly to everybody.
Yes.
That's what I like about it.
Yes, she'll just
Thank
walk
you.
up to a stranger and start talking.
Because I know I would be in the store sometime, and I hadn't even seen you. And Miss Jones would see me.
She
And
talks.
she didn't know my name, but she'd be calling. And I go over and interview and had it. Y'all right
She
there.
loved children. She'll just come up to a baby and start talking.
That's beautiful. So she's had a wonderful, wonderful life and enjoying people and enjoying herself and making
Yes.
sure she had a good time while she was going through this life.
Yes,
Amen.
ma'am.
And that's what it's all about.
That's it.
Yeah,
That
mentioning the
is.
Cotton Club and dancing.
Oh, yeah. Sit with Mama.
Okay. Hattie, is there anything else I should cover?
I think you covered a lot.
All right.
I learn things about her all the time, something that I don't know.
I see.
So it's a joy having her around.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe it.
It sure is.
I think it's a
those-
wonderful joy for you because, like I said, I've never seen a person take care of anyone as well as you've taken care of her all the time.
And
I mean,
we'll go-
always.
We'll go to the nursing home.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
mom is out there, so we'll go and we'll sit with her.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Miss Jones can always get her to laugh. Before we leave, she's laughing.
I hear you. I hear you. But I got to ask just one more question. Miss Jones, tell me a couple of songs that you like.
Son?
What-
Ooh, I like to sing.
I hear
some.
you humming over there. So,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you like?
Well, I like to sing pretty good.
How about the Jordan River?
Oh,
You
yeah.
like that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Crossing over
Yes,
Jordan.
ma'am. I love to sing.
That is beautiful. You want to hum a little bit for us?
Yes, ma'am, I will. I will. I'll be glad to do so.
You want me to help you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sit up then.
You gonna have it?
Sit up.
Say it up.
Jordan River. Help me out.
I'm bound to close. I say, Jordan River,
Lord, I'm bound to cross.
Lord, I got one more river to cross. What we
My
do?
mother, she'll be waiting.
She gonna help me to cross.
My mother,
She'll
she'll be waiting.
waiting.
She can
Help me to cross. Let's see. Jordan River.
Okay. I'm bound to cross.
I say, Jordan River, Lord, I'm bound to cross. Lord, I got one more river of the cross.
All right.
Beautiful.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That was very good.
Thank
Excellent.
you, ma'am. I'll
Thank
be
you.
glad to do these things. It'll be well done.
You used to sing a lot with the female protection.
Yes, ma'am, sure did.
Yeah.
Tell me one of those songs that you used to sing with the female protection.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of one of their songs?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't believe I've been redeemed,
Oh,
follow
follow
me
me
down
down
to
to
the
Jordan
Jordan
Stream.
hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Well, this is my people did this. What the news?
You like that, Ray?
Yes, man. This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to get you a ring like that.
Yes, and I take care of this year.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Jordan bound the cross.
99.
And a half won't do.
99 and a half won't do. Okay.
Yes.
Got to be what?
Well done.
It's got to be what? 100.
100.
Yes,
99
ma'am.
and a half won't do. It's got to be 100.
And everything looks real nice. Yes, they're real nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Boy, I'm telling you, everything looks nice. Yes, ma'am.
You look nice too.
Thank you, ma'am.